Welcome to Module 3, Lesson 9. Today we're going to be adding fractions again, but today we're going to abandon the pictures we've been drawing, and we're going to be working just with numbers. Now remember that our goal when we're adding two fractions is we need to be talking about the same units. So we need to have the denominator, the bottom term, it needs to be the same. And if it's not, we can use our ability to create equivalent fractions to make it so. So in this case we have a 4 and an 8. And the first thing I like to look at when I'm adding two fractions is I like to look, can I change one of the smaller fraction into the larger fraction? And in this case I can. 4 times 2 is 8. So I can just change this first fraction here into eighths, and then I could easily add. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to do that by multiplying top and bottom by 2. And so my new fraction here is going to be 2 eighths plus 9 eighths. Now remember, the one reason we can multiply top and bottom by the same number is because I'm essentially multiplying by 2 over 2, and when the numerator and denominator are the same, that's equal to 1. And whenever we multiply by 1, we don't change the answer. So if we were to do it as a picture, by the way, and we had a fourth, like so, if I just add another slice there, notice that I've actually multiplied the number of total pieces I have, which goes from 4 to 8, and the number of pieces that I have, which went from 1 to 2. So it works from the picture as well. So anyway, I'm back here at this part of the problem, and I just need to add the 2 plus the 9, and that gives me 11. And then my 8 stays the same. That's my units, my denominator, the thing that names what I'm counting. Now I have an improper fraction, so I know that 11 eighths is equal to 8 eighths plus 3 eighths. And the reason I did that is because the 8 eighths can become 1. So I get 1 and 3 eighths. And that's my answer. Here's a second problem. I have 3/4 plus 5/6. In this case, there's nothing I can multiply 4 by, no whole number, to give me 6. So I need to find a different common denominator. Now I could just go ahead and multiply the 4 times 6 and 3 times 6, and I'd get 24ths. Then I do the 6 times 4 and a 5 times 4 and get 24ths. But I want to be a little more clever than that. I want to have my answer in what's called simplest form. So I want to look for the smallest number that I can change the 4 and the 6 both into. So one way to do that is to come up with multiples of them each. And I like to start with the larger one. And the first multiple of 6 is 6. 4 can't go into that, so I need to keep going. 12 is the next multiple. Well, look at that. 4 can go into 12. So I think that's going to be my least common denominator in the old school method. So I'm going to try and make twelfths. Well, what times 6 is 12? 2. Whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. And what times 4 is 12? Well, that's 3. Whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. So 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4 is 12. Plus 5 times 2 is 10. 6 times 2 is 12. And I get 19 twelfths. Well, 19 twelfths is nothing more than 12 twelfths, which is a whole, plus another 7 twelfths, which is equal to 1 and 7 twelfths. And that's my answer. That's it for today's lesson.